Hi, and welcome to another installment of Moments with Mike. Our last session is especially near to my heart because I want to talk to you as a parent and help you as you help your child, help your adolescent deal with the stress that they're experiencing. One of the first things I need to say is be very mindful of the example that you set around your children as to how you process the stress of your life. Children are very discerning. They're very aware of what's going on in your life, even though they might not say anything to you about it. As they observe your life, we've found in study after study that they often pick up the anxiety that you're experiencing. They often, if you will, attach themselves to the very stress that you're experiencing yourself. So be careful about the way in which you handle conflict in front of them. Do it in a positive and a constructive way. But realize that your children, like adults, and your adolescents, like adults, are going to experience their own seasons of stress. They're going to experience many of the same physiological, emotional, and, if you will, mental experiences that you do as an adult. So be aware of those. I want to talk a little bit about why children feel stressed. There are two major reasons. One is the changes they might be experiencing at home. Divorce, financial problems, sickness, a new sibling, moving, the death of a loved one, the loss of a friendship. Those are many of the same things that you and I struggle with as adults. But we're better served to be able to process those in an emotionally healthy way. Not so with children and adolescents at times. So be aware that one of the biggest areas of stress for a child is their changes at home. And the second is this, the outside pressures, if you will, the stressors that are external to us. Trying to get good grades and to get into that college or high school that you want to. Trying to make friends and dealing with the bullies on campus. Here's another one that I think is really important. Sometimes our kids are just too busy, and it produces stress. There's no margin in their life, or there's not enough margin in their life, and it seems like they're rushing from one thing to another. And I understand that we want to give our children plenty of opportunities to grow and to experience new things and to learn new recreational outlets. But candidly, I must say I know too many families that are rushing too quickly from here to there to get to another activity, and sometimes that creates a greater stress level in the life of their child. Finally, there are other issues like being pressured by others to join into an activity or participate in something that they really don't want to. And one of the best things you can do as we talk through helping your children with their own stress is to be very mindful of them as you talk with them as to their own feelings, about the pressures that they're experiencing. Let me give you a few things that I think are helpful. Number one, the first and maybe the foremost thing that we want you to do is to make your child very much aware of how much you love them. Tell them often and show them very practical ways in which you demonstrate not just affection to them, but the care that you want to bring into their life. Talk about the stresses that they experience. Bring those out into the open. Let your children grow up in homes. Let your adolescent experience what it is to live in a home where there are no secrets and there are plenty of opportunities to talk about the things that are bothering them. When they get those opportunities, they'll take them. Set a good example, as I said earlier, about how you process what's going on in your own life, the conflict that you might be experiencing even in your own marriage, and spend time together. Have some fun. Play some games, sing some songs. For you to have little people, get down on the floor with them, exercise together, eat meals together. I remember many years ago, Jim Dobson said the most endangered hour in the American culture is the dining time. That most people just don't even sit down together anymore and eat a meal together. We need to make sure we're spending quality time together and talking maybe around the table about thumbs up, what was the best thing that happened to you today? And maybe thumbs down, what was difficult for you to process today? And finally, I think it's important for you to teach your child how to relax. Now that can be done with deep breathing, with muscle relaxation, with imagery, the effectiveness of thinking about a happy place. But it can also be very much accomplished by you as a family praying together. You as a family talking about what you're learning about the character of God and his work in your life. Teaching your children to learn to love God's word and to hide it in their hearts for themselves. One final thought. I found it to be very helpful. When your kids get anxious, when they get stressed out, maybe the best thing and the most practical thing I can tell you that interrupts that cycle is something we call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teach them to stop and look around and say, what are 5 things I see right now? What are 4 things I can taste right now? What are 3 things I hear right now? What are 2 things that I can experience by smell? Work on that with them. It breaks the cycle of stress. It breaks the cycle of anxiety. It breaks the cycles of spheres. If you can just get them to stop, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope this is helpful. God bless you, and we'll see you again real soon on Moments with Mike.